example, each availability zone is a physically distinct, independent infrastructure. Infrastructure, physically distinct, independent infrastructure. They are also physically and logically separate. Each zone has their own discrete uninterruptible power supply, on-site backup generators, cooling equipment, and networking and connectivity. Uninterruptible power supply. They are all supplied via different grids from independent utility companies as well as connected through multiple Tier 1 transit providers. Multiple Tier 1 transit providers. Isolating them protects from failures and other AZs and ensure transit provider on-site backup generators, cooling equipment, and networking and connectivity. They are all supplied via different grids from independent utility companies as well as connected through multiple Tier 1 transit providers. Isolating them protects from failures and other AZs and ensure high availability. It makes it possible for other AZs to handle requests. AWS's best practice is to provision your data amongst multiple AZs. Finally, let's go over edge locations. AWS edge locations host a content delivery network, or CDN, called Amazon CloudFront. CloudFront is used to deliver content to your customers. Requests for content are automatically routed to the nearest edge location so that the content is delivered faster to the end users. Utilizing the global network of edge locations and regions, you have access to quicker content delivery. Edge locations are typically located in highly populated areas, similarly to regions and availability zones. For a full list of locations, you can always visit aws.amazon.com/cloudfront/details.
Bonjour tout le monde.
We discussed today.
Alors, tu parles en français.
AWS's global
Maintenant.
infrastructure consisting of regions, availability zones, and edge locations.
Enemy.
We also briefly discussed that regions break down into 2 or more availability zones. Also, availability zones are a collection of data centers in a region. And finally, we discussed how edge locations host a content delivery network to deliver content to the customers. For more detailed information on any of the topics we covered today, you can visit aws.amazon.
Hello, my name is Kent Rademacher, and I will be the instructor for this module. I'm currently a senior technical trainer for AWS and teach architecting on AWS and system operations on AWS. In this module, you will learn about Amazon Virtual Private Cloud, or Amazon VPC. I will first introduce this service, followed by a feature review of Amazon VPC. We will then walk through an example Amazon VPC configuration utilizing the features previously discussed. Finally, we will summarize and cover next steps for further learning about Amazon VPC. The AWS Cloud offers pay-as-you-go, on-demand compute, as well as managed services, all accessible via the web. These compute resources and services must be accessible via normal IP protocols implemented with familiar network structures. Customers need to adhere to networking best practices, as well as meet regulatory and organizational requirements. Amazon Virtual Private Cloud, VPC, is the networking AWS service that will meet your networking requirements. Amazon VPC allows you to create a private network within the AWS cloud that uses many of the same same concepts and constructs as an on-premise network. But as we shall see later, much
Hi.
Hi.
Shall you observe stream?
Sure.
Okay. Shall I give link?
Ready on it.
I see. Shall I add you as moderator?
Sure.
Much of the complexity of setting up a network has been abstracted without sacrificing control, security, and usability. Amazon VPC also gives you complete control of the network configuration. Customers can define normal networking configuration items such as IP address spaces, subnets, and routing tables. This allows you to control what you expose to the internet and what you isolate within the Amazon VPC. You can deploy your Amazon VPC in a way to layer security controls in the network. This includes isolating subnets, defining access control lists, and customizing routing rules. You have complete control to allow and deny both incoming and outgoing traffic. Finally, there are numerous AWS services that deploy into your Amazon VPC that then inherit and take advantage of the security that you have built into your cloud network. Amazon Virtual Private Cloud, VPC, is an AWS foundational service and integrates with numerous AWS services. For instance, Amazon Elastic Cloud Compute, EC2, instances are deployed into your Amazon VPC. Similarly, Amazon Relational Database Service, RDS, database instances deploy into your VPC where the database is protected by the structure of the network, just like your on-premise network. Understanding and implementing Amazon VPC will allow you to fully use other AWS services. Let's take a look at the features of Amazon Virtual Private Cloud, VPC.
That is good.
Amazon VPC builds upon the AWS global infrastructure of regions and availability zones, or AZs, and allows you to easily take advantage of the high
Oh,
What?
pause it.
Yeah, I'm writing things down.
Oh, okay.
Shall I do more study than I do for actual course?
Yeah.
Okay.
Consider doing also PD.
Fuck. This is, PD is fucking pointless, I don't want to do.
Oh,
You can't tell me not to be racist. I wish to be racist.
oh.
It's okay to be white.
Write that.
It's a controversial statement to be said in this current year.
Oh. I mean, I think they said like you want to be judged on your views or something.
Implying I read it.
Oh.
Shall I just pay for fucking PDF notes of this course?
Oh. If you wish.
Shall we play PUBG though?
Maybe later.
I see. Shall I deliver
Oh.
fridge though?
Ambiguous Ninja wants to do a certificate.
Yes. Siko. You know who that is, right?
Yeah.
I shall manage my comments.
Oh. I like how the delayed voice in the stream later.
I shall manage my comments. Shall I remember what a subnet is?
Yeah.
Okay. I only know OpenStack subnet.
Play the video. Oh,
Fine.
High availability provided by the AWS cloud. Amazon VPCs live within regions and can span across multiple AZs. Each AWS account can create multiple VPCs that can be used to segregate environments. A VPC defines an IP address space that is then divided by subnets. These subnets are deployed within availability zones, causing the VPC to span AZs. You can create many subnets in a VPC, though fewer is recommended to limit the complexity of the network topology, but this is totally up to you.
Campbell.
You can configure route tables for your subnets to control the traffic between subnets and the internet. By default, all subnets within a VPC can communicate with each other. Subnets are generally classified as public or private, with public having direct
Really
access to
good.
the internet and private not having direct
We ran
access to the
into the
internet.
key idol. I didn't
For a
really
subnet
care,
to be public,
but
we need to attach an
we did.
internet gateway to the VPC and update the route table of the public subnet to send non-local traffic to the internet gateway. EC2 instances also need a public IP address to route to an internet gateway. Let's design an example Amazon Virtual Private Cloud that we can use to start deploying compute resources and AWS services. We'll create a network that supports high availability and uses multiple subnets. First, since VPCs are region-based, we need to select a region. I've selected the Oregon region. Next, I'll create the VPC. I'll give it a name, Test VPC,
yeah.
and I'll define the IP address space for the VPC. The 10.0.0.0/16 is the classless interdomain routing format and means that I have over 65,000 IP addresses to use in the VPC. Next, I create a subnet named Subnet A1, and I have assigned an IP address space that contains 256 IP addresses. Also, I specify that this subnet will live in availability zone A. Next, I create another subnet called Subnet B1. Assign an IP address space, but this contains 512 IP addresses. I've added an internet.
Wait. I think the bot is playing something.
Gateway called Test IGW. Hello, my name is to use in the VPC. I have assigned that this subnet will live in availability zone A. Next, I create another subnet called Subnet B1. Assign an IP address space, but this contains 512 IP addresses. I've added an internet gateway called Test IGW. Subnet A1 will become a public subnet where non-local traffic is routed through the internet gateway. B1 will be our private subnet that is isolated from the internet.
Just beat the shit out of
Let's
it.
summarize what we have accomplished and review some next steps. We have learned about and how to create VPCs, internet gateways, and subnets. Next steps include learning about other VPC features such as routing tables, VPC endpoints, and peering connections. Also, you can learn about deploying AWS resources into your VPC. More information is available at aws.amazon.
Hi, I'm Anna Fox with Amazon Web Services, Training and Certification. and today we'll be talking a little bit about AWS's security groups. Security of the AWS cloud is one of Amazon Web Services' highest priorities, and we provide many robust security options to help you secure your data in the AWS cloud. One of the features I want to talk about today is security groups. At AWS, security groups will act like a built-in firewall for your virtual servers. With these security groups, you have full control on how accessible your instances are. At the most basic level, it's just another method to filter traffic to your instances. It provides you control on what traffic you want to allow or deny. To determine who
Beepis.
Hello.
Do you have a corporate admin network?
No.
I see. So you do not have SSH RDP access to the web tier. Do you have an
Exactly.
API though?
I see.
That is very sad. I shall continue.
who has access to your instances, you would configure a security group rule. Rules can vary
I
from
have
keeping
SSH
instances completely
access to my work back in second work term.
I see.
It was-
Oh.
Someone came to Weed Lab and asked me how to connect to EC Linux.
Oh,
Well, his question was more like, I don't know what programming course he was doing in first year, but he's like, is there a way I can write my code on my normal computer and send it to EC Linux for submission?
oh,
And I was like, yes, you know, SSH into it. Then he said, what is SSH?
oh.
Then I told him how to do it, and I told him what to do RDP. No, I
Mm.
told him WinSCP to copy the file, and he was like, oh, what's SCP?
Oh.
I was like,
Containment breach.
CP is copy.
It's secure
SCP
copy.
Is secure.
It's also a program you can download for Windows that allows you to use that command to connect to Linux
Oh.
servers.
Whoa.
That is how I got a PDF from the school Linux server.
What are you doing right now, Cambo?
I'm just doing my assignment.
Oh.
I have to write a bash script called produce outputs.
Nice.
Invoked as follows. Dot slash produce outputs suite file program. The argument suite file is the, you know what, I'm gonna stop right there.
Shall you check Kebab House?
Oh. It is cute.
Yes, it's the Italian's computer.
Oh.
All I wanted to do was hold Han's hand in Toronto.
How to unironically get father to pay for my 1080 Ti and i7 6700.
Oh,
Tell him
just
you need to
ask him.
pay the
Oh,
guy
he was,
back.
I mean, fucking... Shall I say it'll make me better computer engineer?
Yeah.
So you are working on a project.
It worked for the Italian.
Hmm.
I don't think it'll work for the other though.
Hmm. Just send him the picture of the anime girl with the 1080s.
No, that is too spicy.
Her likes are priceless.
He was like, did you notice in Japan everything is a cartoon?
Oh, did you say yes?
Yes.
Oh.
He said it was very interesting.
Hmm.
He also said it was weird.
That is true.
Shall I say what he said about Cape Town?
Sounds like it will be controversial.
He said it was unsafe.
Oh.
Then he said Johannesburg was very unsafe.
Oh. Why was he there?
It was 1997 and he was doing something for Philips. I think shutting down operations.
Oh. Hmm.
Nice apartheid.
True.
Oh,
I mean, he went to Juarez as well,
Where?
the Mexican drug town.
Oh, did you enjoy it?
No. He said he went from El Paso to the factory in Armored Went with no window.
Hmm.
How to
That
have such
sounds
nice work experience.
hardcore. Just do co-op in Warzone.
I'll get killed.
Oh. I think they don't let you do co-op if there's a travel advisory.
Is that so?
Yeah.
But there's travel advisories for fucking Johannesburg and there's that Cape Town position. I mean, South Africa has a travel advisory. Isn't there like genocide going on there?
I think it depends on the level of advisory based on like the government. So yeah.
I see. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean then.
Oh, I thought Cape Town was running out of water or something.
It is running out of water, but that is the least of its problems.
Oh shit.
And in any case, I think they got water now. They apparently did some hardcore rationing. So you can only have like 30 minutes of running water a day or something.
Oh, that sounds
Unpleasant.
unpleasant.
It's fucking Africa. It's gonna be hot as shit.
How shower though?
Can't I? Like, unironically take 40-minute shower.
Deet says that he takes hour-long showers every day. Maybe 2 times a day.
2 times a day?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't want to spread rumors. He just said that one time he was going to take a shower for an hour long.
Shall I buy...
Done that before.
And
Buy
he
what?
doesn't tell people because of
ultra wide curved.
Yeah.
Expensive
Only
though.
if it's for me.
Sorry, I only love my bed and my mom.
Oh,
That
okay.
Like the ethnic man sings.
Private, totally public, or somewhere in the middle. Here's an example of a classic AWS multi-tier security group. In this architecture, you'll notice that multiple different security group rules have been created to accommodate this multi-tiered web architecture.
Nobody told me.
If you started the web tier, you will see that we have set up a rule to accept
New
traffic from
Popeyes
anywhere
are
on the
always the
internet
best.
from port 80
Yeah, and no,
443
like I went
by
there,
selecting
it
the
was so
source
good,
of
and, like, it's a 3-minute walk from my
0.0.0.0
house.
slash 0. Next, if we move to the app tier,
I mean
there is a
3-minute
security
drive.
group that only
10-minute
accepts
walk.
traffic from the web tier. And similarly,
I had,
the database
really
tier
nice
can
walk
only accept
today.
traffic
It
from the
it
app
was
tier.
nice outside.
Finally, you will notice that there has also been a rule
was very
created
nice
to allow
outside.
administration remotely
Friends
from the
took
corporate
nice
network over
2-hour-long road
SSH
trip
port
to
22.
Hershey and back. It was fun.
So let's take a look at creating a
Hershey
security
Center?
group.
The,
Here I
like,
am
the
logged
town
into
where
the
chocolate
AWS
is.
management console, and I'm going to
Coffee
click
Center in
EC2.
Mississauga.
In the navigation pane, under Network and Security, we see
Yeah, I
Security
live near
Groups. Let's
the
go ahead and
Hershey
click
plant
that.
or whatever.
Now we will see
With
a
the
list
proof
of security
chocolate?
groups that belong
I
to the
mean
account.
Yeah, it's
Or
pretty
milk?
much
To
like
create
the
a security
shitty
group,
milk
we want to
chocolate,
click Create Security Group. A pop-up will appear, and in this
Where
window
the
you'll
cop
notice that you can
has
create a
slave labor
name,
to make better
description,
chocolate for me.
and finally attach it to a source.
But yeah, US Kit Kats are superior to Canadian ones.
Do you actually think
Except for
that?
the one I saw
Yeah.
on
I mean, the US is superior to Canada in general though.
But
I
is it-
tried, like I bought Kit Kats in Buffalo, and they're much better than the ones here.
You mean
I actually
Buffalo?
I would actually
Sure.
disagree with you. I think the Kit Kats here are in Canada are better than the ones here.
That is to do with the quality of the dairy. As you know, there is a dairy cartel in Canada that forbids importation of dairy, which is why you don't get any fucking Irish butter in Canada. So naturally, Canadian milk is slightly more creamy than American or European milk. This is to do with the diet the cows have and the breed of cows here. That's why the taste is different.
Are you reading from Wikipedia?
No, I know this.
Oh,
I
You see, I'm very concerned about my cheese.
oh,
It's why you also don't get like fucking imported French cheese, unless it's like really expensive and in small quantity.
oh. Can't you get from in Quebec?
Yes, Quebec is different.
Oh,
Quebec is not a part of Canada.
if you go to a grocery store in Quebec, they have a lot of imported cheese.
Yes, they also sell beer in like corner stores as it's meant to be.
Sure.
What is drinking age in Quebec?
18.
18.
Shall I go?
I mean, fucking people I was working with in Ottawa were telling me that when they were 18 they'd cross the bridge to Quebec and go and drink and come back.
Hmm.
I was like, yeah, in home country it's 18 as well, and we don't cross any fucking bridge, we just go and buy. This
Oh.
is yet another reason why home country is better than Canada.
Shall there be
Yes.
no drinking age, as in China?
I think it would be very controversial. Have you
Mm.
considered the average fucking skinny Asian boy in the university?
Hmm.
When given too much
Jordan,
freedom,
it
they
is
will abuse
18.
it and die of alcohol poisoning.
Shall they abuse parents' wallet?
What?
Shall they abuse their parents' wallet?
Yes, that is what I did when I was a small boy.
I'm sorry.
So, if you don't want to become like me, you shall be responsible.
Oh, I'm already on the first step.
I see, that is
Eating
good.
out every day with parents' wallet.
See, you don't need to take the entire wallet, just take the credit card.
That is what I've done. They don't care either.
It's very epic, they're like, oh, here is a bank pin, don't misuse it.
Yeah, no, literally, I was like, I don't want to go to Costco because people are going to try to buy stuff off of my card, and then they're gonna e-transfer to me, and they're like, they don't give any shit. They're just like, yeah, sure.
That is very nice. You should be
That is,
proud that you have loving
scary.
parents.
That is scary to me.
Ask them to buy you expensive computers so you can learn computer science.
I've done that. I've bought XPS 15.
Not expensive enough. You need to buy the cube.
Not a desktop.
Henlo will tell you about the cube.
They have bought
Oh.
brother MacBook Pro 2016.
Shall I buy?
Tell them you're in engineering and need a gaming computer.
I mean,
There's a
Class
lot of
action
people
lawsuit
like-
for Apple right now.
Well,
If you
what
know
for?
about it.
Shall I ask them for Mac Pro?
Over their defective keyboards, the
Hmm.
butterfly switches or whatever.
Shall I
Oh.
ask for Discord Nitro?
Just
Yeah.
say it's essential to your university life.
Say that I need to upload more files for project.
The limit is 10, but my hentai is 11.
Parents do not know of the existence of anime. Shall I keep it that way?
my parents only know that Japan is a strange place with a lot of cartoon.
I think my parents figured out when I walk in my room.
Brother said to my dad, he was like, "Oh, by the way, he's a weeaboo," and my parents were like, "What?" And then he was like, he watches anime, and there's like, "What?" And then nothing happened from there.
He
They
tried.
didn't-
Do you actually get 5,000 a month from parents?
No, but in kind.
In kind.
Meaning the house.
Oh.
Oh.
Hmm.
Hello.
If I was actually getting 5,000 a month, I wouldn't be driving a fucking Honda Civic, would I?
I don't know.
Actually, I
He's
might have.
bad at spending.
I am pretty bad at spending, yes.
Hey, Dip,
Hey.
did you check the mail?
Yeah, I checked it.
Was there anything?
Yeah, some ads. I didn't take them because I was going out, and then I forgot to take them when I came back. So
Shall I pop 5-year lease at warehouse?
No,
Yeah.
get 5-year lease at Onyx or Barrel Yards. Just tell your parents it's necessary for you to become a computer scientist.
How to, I'm looking into getting like a one-person apartment that's really close to campus. Where's that at?
I think Icon has that, or Blair. But like, you're going to be living, if you get either of those, it's a fucking student apartment, so it's going to be pretty bad. In terms of
Oh.
fit and finish.
Damn. Where's the good places?
Barrel Yards, Barrel Yards, Onyx, not Blair House, fucking Bauer. But they're far away.
Oh. know how to drive. Hmm. Hmm. Nah, actually, parking is fucking awful. I don't want a car. I would like to have a 5-minute walk.
I see. Shall you tell your parents what an hikikomori is?
I did not.
They know what it is, but they don't know what the term it means.
Yeah. Shall I become?
I was for 8 months. It was very epic.
Hmm. Shall I become over next co-op term?
No,
And then
you have to go to
become-
work.
And still be neat? I shall be right back.
Bye bye.
Get some food.
Shall I ask Momo if something is gay?
Yeah.
I see. I did, and she said, I think so.
Oh,
Shall I beware of gay though?
no.
No, Momo was like, oh, you shan't even take any drinks from men because they might be gay. They might roofie you.
Oh,
I
that
said,
is
okay.
not desirable.
I know. I think she is very concerned about Western degeneracy.
But like,
I have gotten candy bars.
I mean,
who
it is
will
a valid
carry, like,
fear to have now. Like, what happens if there's a predatory gay?
Oh.
You must be on guard at all times.
Next, if we go down here to the rules, by default, all inbound traffic is denied and all outbound traffic is allowed. If you want to edit this, you can here by clicking the inbound tab and the outbound tabs to adjust your rules. You can edit by traffic type, protocols, port.
Shall I get unironic $5,000 allowance though?
sure.
Will be pleasant.
Make.
Shall I dump all the government payrolls?
Dump all the government money. When shall I get paid by university though?
End of month.
I was complaining to Mike about it and he agreed.
How much do you get paid?
I think it's 1,000 a week.
That's not bad.
Yeah, concerning for the little amount of work I do, it's okay.
1,000 a week is 25 an hour ish.
I guess for 40 hours.
And then how many weeks? It's for you're being paid for 16, right?
Yeah, but it's 14 weeks apparently.
Yeah, like it's until your last top session essentially, which is
That
the
is true.
day before the exam. You're probably not marking exams, so yeah.
Port ranges, and source. Best practice is really to figure out what traffic is required for your instance and
Shall we go Iceland though?
Sure.
I see.
I'll flex a nice $10 return.
Wait, no, that can't be right, right? How many terms did you work last year?
0.
Oh, okay. True.
Well, they gave me
Oh.
more later, but yeah.
I
What
see.
is that?
Yeah. I think in total so
Oh,
far,
I will be back.
yeah, around 800.
I see. I think I got like I got a fair amount back, but that was because fucking Ottawa job taxed me more.
But yeah, I think the year before I worked like 2 terms and got decent amount,
True.
even though I filled the tax return a year late.
I just
So
put
they
money
threw
in.
like a lump sum.
The money goes straight to fucking Faradun.
Oh, that is true.
That's false.
I see. Why?
Faradun isn't that rich. He's just a chemical engineer.
Have you seen his blue BMW in his house?
Just like one car and a house doesn't mean that he's rich.
I bet he has a room that is just made out of Turkish delights.
I don't think he has.
His house is
I mean,
actually
he
big
makes
though. Like,
400K a year, so
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
his
but
wife
that-
works a very decent job as well.
Yeah, but you know, a house in Waterloo is just a house in Waterloo.
Oh, the place where he lives is 1 mil plus, and that was 1 mil plus 2 years ago.
Still,
Like, it's big houses.
It's like okay.
A stove is just a stove.
He's
Don't go
probably-
against my narrative, Yar.
He's probably you know, upper year. I mean upper middle class, around that range. I'd say.
upper middle class is like 100K.
What's
Yeah.
the 1% cutoff in Canada? I think it's like 215K or something. In the US, it's 220?
I remember checking the numbers, and I remember seeing the U of T guy earning so much more than Faradun.
Yeah, that's
The
because U of T is corrupt.
president- No, the U of T president doesn't earn much more, but the guy who manages the alumni donations makes like 1 mil a year. Like the assets. But like, yeah,
Oh,
like a prof on top of his field makes still like
okay.
200.
So 1% in Canada is 191,000 income,
Yeah.
and the 0.1% is 685K.
Hmm.
In any
It's
case, you
not-
know that being a salary employee is just a scam. If you really want to be rich, you want to own a business. Like those fucking Italian roofing companies.
I'm back.
Or
Stop
Jarland
doing this
Market.
to me.
Shall we open ethnic grocery store and be rich?
How much does like the owner of Auntie's make?
He had a Tesla before anyone else in Waterloo.
I know.
He had his fucking shit brown Tesla too, and he used to be parked on my street.
And,
All the plaza owners have pretty decent cars.
Yeah,
Like
so
you see all these sports cars parked in the plaza, that's like the owners of the shops.
like why even fucking study and become an employee? Just own a fucking restaurant in the plaza. It's not like students have any sense of taste, right? Just serve them
Other
fucking literal shit on the plate and collect their money.
Classes have failed.
I mean, that's seen by Laziz. So
Yes, I unironically eat Laziz. And I have to listen to the Juden fucking defend Laziz as well.
who?
A man's who like Laziz.
Oh, this is not good.
Yes. Okay, I shall continue.
Specifically, only
Oh.
allow that traffic.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so let's go over what we discussed
Hmm.
today. AWS provides virtual firewalls that can control traffic for accessible Fox.
What Welcome to this introduction to AWS Compute Services.
Oh shit.
My name is...
It's Paul Ward with a beard.
Hey,
Oh.
Cambo, when are you coming back?
Shall I post?
Looks like Steve Wilson.
Maybe I should just buy a Greyhound ticket now instead of using the Gold Bus from the airport.
Go bus, or does the Greyhound go straight to UW from the
I don't
airport?
know. Someone told me that there's a Greyhound right from like UW to Pearson, but I don't know if there's one from Pearson back.
Is it the UP Pearson Express?
No, that's Union.
Fuck, where's even Union?
Union's in Toronto.
I see.
Toronto. Nice tea.
You're not supposed to pronounce it Toronto and Ottawa. Apparently it's fucking Ottawa or something.
Yeah, I came here. I used to say Toronto, and you know, like people say where, like they always say Toronto, right? So
Apparently
it
so.
was-
The locals are just
annoying.
speaking English wrong, so we have to correct them.
yeah, I should have corrected them. As you say.
Toronto.
Exactly.
So it's not Brampton, is it? Is it Bremen?
No, that's a British way of saying
I
stuff.
see.
No, it's the Yarland.
It's true, it's Yarland.
It's B-Town.
It's the BCC. The beating.
Shall I consider heading up
For what?
to cop food?
Is it time already?
I mean, it's time in like 15 minutes. So by the time I cop food and like bring it back home, then yeah. Elon Musk changes her name to the symbol of speed.
She changed her name to fucking C, what the fuck?
Lowercase and italicized C.
Yes, I am sorry. When do we kill the absurd boar? It's probably fucking Bond's a supervillain.
He's Iron Man.
He's not, he thinks he's Iron Man, he's fucking Blofeld. Shall I call this woman 3 times 10 to the power of 8 meters per second?
Yeah.
I see. Shall I name my child Epsilon Motto?
Yeah.
Will be epic.
Call him you.
No, I will only have girl.
Oh. I mean, just call them Gamma. Gamma equals square root of mu naught times.
Call it
epsilon.
fucking boundary conditions.
Sure.
What does boarding pass say on it?
There's a barcode.
TSA pre-check.
This is Alan Goldberg, and I'm a technical program manager here with Amazon Web Services.
Yeah,
Building
Nexus
and running
card.
your business starts with
Yeah, I have
compute.
access card.
Whether you're building mobile apps or running massive
pretty
clusters
convenient.
to sequence the human genome. AWS has a broad catalog of
Maybe I should
compute
get one.
services. Everything from simple application
it's really
services
useful if you
to
travel,
flexible virtual servers and even serverless
Few
computing.
times recently.
In this video,
see.
I'm going to introduce you to our compute services.
Yeah, I live here, so.
Running servers
Okay.
on-premise is an
That's going
expensive
Canada, it's just
undertaking.
kinda
Hardware
the
needs
best
to be
thing ever.
procured, often based upon project plans, not the reality of usage.
Except for
Data
when,
centers are
World War
expensive
III
to
is
build,
more active
staff, and
than,
maintain. You need to
than
provision
regular.
resources for the worst case. Your servers need to be able to handle
Are you
traffic
on
spikes
phone,
and events.
Cambo? Or
Once built
or on
out-
laptop?
No. Why?
No, just wondering. Your
I'm on my laptop.
I see.
My voice sounds far away.
Yes.
That is because you are far away.
I'm very far from the mic.
Shall we set up PayPal.me?
Yeah.
I see. Fuck you, pay me. What's her name has one? Shall I donate though?
Yeah.
How much?
Which one? The MathSock one?
The
or
MathSock one. Not fucking Ashley Shackleford.
True. Hmm.
Or shall I just go to the jean shop and find her?
Sure.
And before it's just someone who looks like her, which would be very rare.
Yeah. What could have new GF?
How are you checking?
Insta.
I don't know what he's doing.
I should leave VC.
No, I don't think it's new.
Oh.
Not that I would
Wasn't
know,
there
of
a white
course.
chick?
Yeah, I mean, first it was the yard, then it was the white. I see. But Potter's is the type of person to go to lake unironically with some rando.
That is true.
Okay, I shall continue my video.
Okay, I shall head off.
Goodbye.
You often have capacity lying idle. AWS offers flexibility and cost effectiveness. With AWS, you can scale your compute needs to your workload. Scalability is built into our compute services so that as demand increases, you can easily scale up. When demand drops, say at night or on weekends, you can scale down to save money and resources. You don't need to pay for what you're not using. Computing needs may change over time, and our EC2 service, for example, offers a wide variety of virtual server instance types appropriate for everything from simple web servers to large machine learning clusters. You are not locked into specific hardware configurations that you purchased and can easily change instance types. Amazon EC2 allows you complete flexibility to run applications at any scale. You maintain complete control over your environment, and unlike an on-premise environment, with on-demand pricing, you can cost-effectively scale resources up and down to meet your needs. Oftentimes, you don't need to run. Only for the compute time you consume, there's no charge when your code's not running. With pricing, you can cost-effectively scale resources up and down to meet your needs. Oftentimes, you don't need to run a server. What if instead of running servers, you could just run your application when needed? AWS Lambda lets you run code without provisioning or managing servers. You pay only for the compute time you consume. There's no charge when your code's not running. With Lambda, you can run code for virtually any type of application or backend service, mobile, IoT, streaming service, all with zero administration. For example, say I want to process an uploaded image. I can upload the image to Amazon S3 and use an event trigger to launch a Lambda function to process that image without having to have an idle server standing by. Think about it. Running compute without having to provision and maintain servers. If you need to run a simple website or e-commerce applications, AWS offers Lightsail. With Lightsail, you can launch a virtual private server in just minutes and easily manage simple web and application servers. Lightsail includes everything you need to jumpstart your project: a virtual machine, SSD-based storage, data transfer, DNS management, and a static IP address for a low, predictable price. Do you use container services on-premise? Amazon EC2 Container Service, ECS, is a highly scalable, high-performance container management service that supports Docker containers and allows you to easily run applications on a managed cluster of Amazon EC2 instances. Amazon ECS eliminates the need for you to install, operate, and scale your own cluster management infrastructure. AWS offers multiple compute products, allowing you to deploy, run, and scale your applications as virtually scalable. Lightsail includes everything you need to jumpstart your project: a virtual machine, SSD-based storage, data transfer, DNS management, and a static IP address for a low, predictable price. Do you use container services on virtual servers, containers, or code? We have services for automating and scaling batch processing, running and managing web applications, and creating virtual networks. Additional information about AWS compute services: we also have a full set of service level